Hello, my name is Beta and I'll be helping you with this review. We're playing Azir. Azir, of course, is one of the most difficult champions to play, right? The higher elo you go, the more win rate he has, right? Why? Well, because he takes a lot of time to master. He's not the easiest champion to play, right? But if you invest enough time, there's a lot of good things that we can come from playing Azir, right? But we need to understand some core fundamentals about this gameplay, right? So yeah, let's see the questions. I've taken a break from League for a month or longer. I was plat 3 before I took the break, but I'm pretty sure I am playing at my peak anymore. This is my silver 2 to go for elo game on Smurf account. I find myself clueless and don't know what to do in order to carry this game. Please help. Okay, so let's try to find out what happened and let's try to find out how I can help you, right? Real fast, I always include extra information. That extra information is mostly fundamentals of the game. Be sure to check it out. And yeah, I mean, for me, it's very useful information. That's why I include it, right? So I might reference some of that information through this video, right? I wanted to say that, okay, the first thing that if you want to come back into the game and you want to regain the elo you had or regain the level you had, you first need to understand it's going to take a while, right? We need to be patient, right? Second thing, what champions are you playing? What is your focus, right? I'm not going to come here and say to you, hey, don't play Azir, he's a very difficult champion, it's a bad idea. No, I'm going to say you, hey, be conscious that Azir is a champion that takes a while to get used to. Maybe you are main Azir, I don't know, but it takes a while. Be patient, right? And if you want to invest time on Azir, then you need to really invest time on Azir, and you need to understand why Azir is like that, right? Like, example, what is Azir like? Azir is a champion that's not great on early game, that gets a mini power spike at level 6. He's mostly front to back champion until he's able to do the crazy plays, and that crazy play will come until we have 3 items around 3 items, right? And the longer the game goes, the higher chance we have of winning because of how the kit works, right? So that's one way of thinking him. Of course, he has a lot of ways, he has a lot of different situations he can be played, right? There's a lot of different runes he can use, right? He has a lot of instances. The main thing I'm trying to tell you is, hey, takes a while. Be mindful about it. It's probably a good idea that you invest time looking at other Azir players and trying to find out what you can get from them, right? So right now, when I look at Azir again, you're going to go for Comet, and you're gonna start with Corruption Potion, right? I'm getting confused. Yeah. So we're facing against LeBlanc, right? Gaining teleport and Comet against LeBlanc with also Corruption Potion is a good idea because it's supposed to be a difficult matchup, right? So you're starting correctly, right? You probably want to go for the Merc Treads. Usually that's what you do against LeBlanc. Not only you want to go Merc Treads because of LeBlanc, it's a difficult matchup for us here in general. You also can consider going for Merc Treads because you're facing Diana, right? And of course Diana is another AP champion. If Merc Treads have a lot of value when you're facing 2 AP champions, right? So it's probably a good idea to go for Mectors. Yes, you could ignore it. Yes, you could go for other boots. Yes, you want damage. Yes. But we're trying to think about what could happen in a lane like this, right? Which is supposed to be a difficult matchup, right? Now, what you want to do this matchup, you want to take it slow. You want to use your Q poke with W when you have Comet, so you can chip down a little bit of damage, and you want to negate the ability of LeBlanc to kill us and deal a lot of damage, right? In other words, we just want to play it safe, farm it out, and not too much to say about this, right? Now, you're gonna start the lane. You're gonna start looking for the auto attack. You're gonna start looking for a good trade of auto attacks, and we are mostly winning. Okay, so here we can already see the first mistake. Okay, so we have something to talk here about. Okay, the first thing is that you're trying to go for the W Comet poke, right? Which is not bad. Deciding to go for that. How it's easier to go for that trade is when we have Q, because of the obvious reason that Q is going to extend the range of W, so that means it's easier to land the Comet, right? Okay, good. I understand that. I wouldn't advise to go for this trade when you're facing LeBlanc, because LeBlanc of course has Electrocute, and Electrocute is way better than Comet if she's able to proc Electrocute, right? And you're not able to survive this type of situations, or not to survive, but you're not able to confront this type of situations if you don't have the proper tools, right? In this instance, I wouldn't say it's a good idea, but you're trading and you're going for the trade. And this is a good concept that we obviously need to be conscious about, and we obviously are doing good. What I'm going to what's my point here? Because I'm just talking nonsense, right? My point is, if you see this, right? If you see that she wants to commit to a trade, and you also want to commit to a trade, then activate your corruption potion, so you get the extra movement speed, the extra damage, and of course the health potion, right? I mean the health tick, right? So yeah. Every time when you're taking trades like this, you want to activate your corruption potion, right? It won't be a bad trade, right? At the end of the day, it won't be a bad trade, but it's not that efficient, right? It's not something that we actually care too much about doing. I would advise to go for a little bit slower, but I understand that there are some players that like to play it like this, even if they're playing Azir, and Azir is a champion that doesn't scale, right? So your decision to trade there, correct one. The only mistake, you don't activate the corruption potion, right? Now here you're doing a good thing. You're looking for trades. Why? Because you know she doesn't have Electrocute anymore, and you do have the Comet, right? So if you're going to trade, you are going to be winning, right? So utilizing another soldier to proc Comet there was of course really good. Now this is not a good trade, because now she probably has Electrocute, she doesn't, but now it's not a real good trade because you don't have the extra damage that's going to come from Comet, right? Okay, so you are trading good, but you need to know when it's a good idea to trade, right? If you don't have Comet, it's probably not a good idea. If she almost has Electrocute, it's probably not a good idea. She doesn't have Electrocute, it seems, at this point. Actually, she has. Yeah, we can look at here. We can look at the top that she has Electrocute. She's not going to proc it, but you should lose. The point is, you should lose this trade. Now you will activate Corruption Potion correctly, but you don't have Comet anymore, right? So if she's able to proc Electrocute, you might be dead here, right? So in other words, let's use all the resources we have. If you have to trade, of course, go for the trade, but we are not trading. We actually initiated this trade, right? So yeah, you want to trade, you want to initiate trades. Okay, good. It's something that we can do, but do it with Comet, right? It's just making sure the extra damage is going to come, and of course it's going to help us win the trade. Like, you're going to go for the trade there, you're going to proc Comet, and again, you're walking a little bit too forward, and she can go in, and we don't have the Comet anymore, right? So right now she's winning because she has the extra corruption potion, right? If I'm you, I would be checking, pressing tab to know how many corruption potions she has. That's going to be a nice proc of Scorch. And yeah, I mean, little by little, we're not in a rush. You do this, right? Little by little, we do this. Little by little, I mean, and we're winning, right? We're kind of winning because she still has the ignite, right? So she could kill us, but it seems fine right now. It seems what you're doing right now, it's fine, and you don't activate the either. If you activate the either, you negate the damage. So let's see this trade again, right? So. But like I was saying, you're doing okay. There's some ways we can maximize it, but we're doing okay. Now she's going to go in here, right? We have the chance to, when we know that she's going in, we have the chance to go with E, right? And that's going to use our shield, right? So you have the chance to WE, and that's going to negate the shield. Now you might be thinking about not wanting to utilize that mana, which is important, right? But it's going to hurt us a little bit because now we don't have she did land some good damage with Electrocute, right? Now we are in lethal range, so we need to play a little bit careful, right? And yeah, I mean, the only point there is you don't negate with your E, right? Now if you had Ignite, you had a chance, you have a real chance of killing her, right? So we probably just want to wait for Comet again, and we have a chance to kill her, right? Or just teleport back to lane, and you already won this lane, right? So let's play it safe. You should be calling the MAA here. Mia. We need to call the MAA, and now you don't want to face check this because you might die, right? So yeah, you don't know where LeBlanc is. We should be calling the MAA. If you play around the minutes, you should be 100% good. There's no reason for us to be playing defensively here, right? Like we see her W, right? Like fuck you, and she wants to trade. I have my E, and I play around my minions, right? We shouldn't be afraid there, right? But still, you're going to get an advantage. We had a chance to kill her, which we had a chance to maximize what we did here. With what we did here, but yeah, I mean. It's okay. At the end of the day, it's okay, and we are winning because we have the teleport, and we are going to force her to teleport. I mean, we are going to force her to go back, and she's going to lose a significant chunk of minions, right? Now, basic rule when we teleport, basic rule when we come back to lane, we need to place a ward first. I'm not seeing you placing wards, so yeah, we should be placing a ward right now. We're going to spot Diana top, I mean bot, so we can path towards, we can position ourselves in the left side of the map, right? We can position ourselves around here, right? And maybe place a ward around here, maybe place a counter ward, I don't know, but every time you come back to lane, we should place a ward so we can be safe, right? Now, you're freezing here so you can deny the most amount of minions, which was probably a good idea. Yeah, was probably something that's a really good idea from you, understanding that freezing there is probably what you wanted to do because you're going to feel safer because of that, which is okay. We should look at which item LeBlanc got, so we should press tab as soon as we can, so we can know with which item she came back. Now, I don't like your amplifying tone purchase. Maybe you're just trying to get Lost Chapter as soon as you can. I would go for Dark Seal and Dark Seal and Potion, right? For me, I mean, never mind, you have correction point. Yeah, Dark Shield and Counter Ward. That for me, that would be better. I would feel better with that. But if you're trying to get Lost Chapter as soon as you can, well, it's good, right? It doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. That's my point. Now here you're just trying to thin the wave, right? We're trying to kill as much minions as we can so we can continue a little bit with the freeze, and that's of course a really nice trade, right? So you understand that she's going in for a really weird situation. We punish her, right? We are going to miss some minions there. That's unlucky. But yeah, we're winning lane, and this is what we're looking for. We're winning lane. We're in a spot that LeBlanc is going to go back. That of course wasn't a really good counter ward because we have already won on the left side of the map. But yeah, I mean, we're in a spot that she went bot, and yeah, I don't know if you called the MAA, right? But of course, if you didn't call the MAA, that's a huge mistake, right? And you didn't do it the first time I saw her roaming, so yeah, you always want to call the MAA, right? That's always a big mistake from mid laners. Now you have a chance to get the third plate here. If I'm you, I place a ward here in the chickens because I don't know where Diana is, and she could go from chickens to me. So yeah, it's probably a good idea. And now you want to go back. Exactly. Now you want to go back and you want to spot Diana. And since you have a huge elite, you want to go back. Go and buy Lost Chapter. Right now you're passing towards topside. Can you actually achieve something in topside? I don't know. You're gonna look for it. I feel that it's not a good idea. If I'm you, I use my corruption potion so I can be a little bit healthier in terms of mana and health. Of course, mana is the most important thing in this scenario. Now you're close to it. She's going to go in first. You have the ultimate here. That's a very nice ultimate, and you're gonna get a kill here, right? And also the top lane minion wave, right? So yeah, I mean, the only way we can maximize that is if we utilize the corruption potion before the fight actually starts. And yeah, of course, that was a really good roam. And yeah, not too much to say about that, right? I mean, we're continuing with our power, and you're gonna make the wave be on the middle. LeBlanc might get a what's it called, a third plate, but it's not a big deal, right? Now we're going to go back to base. I mean, back to lane. She will get a third plate. We might be able to deny this. Don't be afraid. Exactly. She's level 5. We're level 7. I mean, we're in a really good spot to carry this game, right? Really good spot. But we still need to respect the LeBlanc because that's just how she works, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like how you go in. I like how you do your trades. I like that you understand that you could put pressure. I like that you're playing very aggressively. I like that. I don't like your vision. That's the only problem I have until now. And your early trades were a little bit lacking, or could be a little bit more efficient. But yeah, apart from that, we are in a really good spot, right? And again, I don't like that you position yourself in a way where Diana could be hiding here and just flashing to kill you, right? either have a ward here or play in a way she can't do this, right? It's like playing against Fiddlestick, right? Now you will place a ward. Now you're trying to freeze here. You should deny a little bit of minions here. Good job. And now we should survive, and now we're dead. Yeah. So you're playing very good. I mean, you understand your tempos, you understand how you're supposed to play. Now, what's your mistake? You greed for the minions, right? And we're going to die because now we don't have a chance to get out, right? So this is actually a mistake I want to talk about. So minute 15. We use our second W, and now we don't have a way to escape without using flash. So in other words, you don't want to use your second W because that's your way to escape, right? You're playing with fire. It's good to play with fire. I'm not saying you're doing a mistake here. I'm saying you're playing with fire. Respect the fire, right? Of course, she's going to go in after she does that, and you don't have W to survive, and you don't flash instantly, right? So you know this is coming, right? And you don't react accordingly. Again, I'm not saying you're doing something bad. That's how I like to. That's how I recommend players to do, right? Like, you need to be playing aggressive. You need to be taking as much resources as you can. But of course, it's a mistake because you don't respect Diana, and you're going to die because of that, right? So in other words, be conscious. Don't use your second W. That's your way to escape. And if you use it, then flash instantly because yeah, we need to flash out. We need to survive those types of instances, right? Now, we were really far ahead, and now we're not. We are in a equal scenario, I would say. We're still in a good spot, but it's not a spot that we really like, right? And now you can see one of the other problems of Azir. Azir only has 1,000 health. Azir is really a champion with the least amount of health in the game, I want to say. That's how I feel. Maybe Sona has even less, but yeah, I mean, Azir is a champion that wants to play front to back, wants to go in, right, with the clutch play, but he doesn't have a lot of health. Now you're gonna spot Diana here. You're going to ultimate. You don't utilize your potion, and you're going to run away here after utilizing some form of escape. You're going to respond the flash of LeBlanc, and you don't die here. Yeah, you don't die here. So, but I want to talk about this, right? So it's not a huge mistake, but it's something that we should be aware with Azir, right? Azir is not a champion that can take these trades. Well, she can, or Azir can take these trades, but it needs to be really late into the game, right? So there's no reason for us to take trades like this, especially when you're scaling, right? You want to take plays like this when you have maybe 2-3 items, right? Like, that's a good idea. Maybe when we have Luden Tempest, and maybe we go for Horrorless second, okay? Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe it's a good idea to set up some plays, right? But this is not a setup play. This is just us not understanding the limits of our champion, and not understanding the limits of Diana, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you force here. Why? Because you're still scaling better, right? So you're winning. By doing nothing, you're winning, right? So there's no reason for us to try to do shit when we're not supposed to do shit, right? We're supposed to be scaling. We're supposed to play it safe. We don't want to take a risk, right? Which flash is more important, yours or LeBlanc? Well, yours, because you're the scaling champion, right? Now you're going to go for Sork Pens when probably going for Mercurials was a better idea. Again, why? Because of the double AP and a lot of CC they have, but mostly because of the double AP. And what the fuck was that? And yeah, I mean, is she dead here? No. And yeah, I mean, the problem is still the same, right? I have the same problem that I was talking about. Like, you just need to be able to recognize which scenarios are the best ones for Azir, right? And right now, your bot lane is losing, your top lane is not doing great. You had a real chance to actually carry just from looking at your early game, but we're taking risks that we shouldn't. We're not thinking about how we actually want to play with Azir. You have a higher chance of winning the longer the game goes, right? So there's not enough reason for us to be forcing plays that we just don't care about. I'm not saying, hey, play like a pussy. You're not playing like a pussy. You're playing really well. We just need to be mindful that well, it's difficult to play Azir right now. She's going to go for a really aggressive trade. She's going to actually stump us in that trade, and that's just how LeBlanc works. And again, you use your second W. Now you don't have a way to escape. Don't use W if you don't have a second soldier, right? Yes, you're going to deal more damage. Yes, your traits are going to be stronger. Yes, but you don't know where Diana is, right? And since you don't know where Diana is and you don't have your W to get out, you might die, right? So Azir is a champion that needs to take precaution on how he uses his W, because if he doesn't have a soldier, it means he's not able to survive a situation, or he's not able to get out of a sticky situation, right? So be careful about how you use your W. You always need to have at least one in your inventory so you can get out of a difficult situation. Now, the enemy is doing dragon. You might be able to help here, right? But you probably don't want to. Yes, you don't want to. I mean, you're just not able to get over there in time. And yeah, I mean, we want to keep scaling. Your champion is a champion that relies on other champions. Oh, you don't react on time? Yeah, you don't react on time. I mean, here you never die, right? You never die. Of course, you need to be conscious that Diana has flash, and of course she can flash to you. But yeah, you should never die because you had your W, and you should be able to survive that type of situation. But if you're like me, that you might be a player that doesn't react on time as fast as other players. If you're like me, then you see the flash of Diana, you flash instantly and you survive. Why you don't have flash? Because you fucked up previously, right? So yeah, let's look at this. You stomp LeBlanc. You're clearly the better mid laner, but since they have a better jungler, we're actually losing this game, right? And it feels sad. But don't blame the Trundle, because it's not Trundle's fault. Blame yourself, because that's how you're actually going to get better, right? Okay, now I know that using my W, and if I don't have a way to escape, I'm going to die. Now I know that I can't face Diana like that, because I'm not a champion that can do that right now, right? Again, I'm not saying you never can. No, you just need to be conscious about the tempos your champion has, right? Your champion can fight in certain tempos, right? Example, if you get Blue Tempest, you get a huge power spike. Is that enough for us to be able to carry? No. Why? Because our champion just doesn't have enough damage with only one item. Oh, I have Sonya second. Okay, do I have enough damage to kill everyone with Sonya? The answer is no. Why? Because it's just how it works. I mean, it's not enough damage. Okay, but I can do plays, right? Because now I have Sonya. Okay, so I can do plays. Can I carry one fight if I have 4 items, even if my team is really far behind? Yes. Why? Because your champion works like that. It's just that strong in the late game, right? So we need to be conscious about that. We need to be conscious about our power spikes, right? It's like playing Malzahar. Malzahar is a champion of, well, it's like, but of course it's not the same thing. I mean, Malzahar is way more easier than Azir, but it's like playing Malzahar in a sense where Malzahar is a champion that before he gets 2 items, one item, but before he gets his power spikes, he's only a champion that's going to press R, right? That's it, right? That's all the job Malzahar can do, press R. And you're not a press R champion, but you are a champion that before he gets certain power spikes, he wants to play safe. He wants to play to a certain degree of tempos, right? And now your teammate is FFing, your team jungle gank div, right? Farm div, they're flaming your jungler. Well, yeah, maybe, but if we only focus about the jungler, then we won't get better, right? Because the junglers are not there to carry us. The junglers are not there to gank us. No, the junglers are there because maybe they do something, right? Most of the time they don't, right? And when they do, I'm going to win more games. But you don't care about that necessarily. You care about how much pressure can I get, how much pressure, how am I playing my champion, how I can get better with my champion, right? And then if your jungler comes, okay, good. You can set up a gank for them. Azir is good when the enemy jungler has a lot of setup. Azir is good when that's a nice kill there. Azir is good when he can set up his jungler with Shurima Shuffle into R. Like, that's how Azir works, right? And again, it's similar to Malzahar in a sense, that's when he gets level 6, he can set up the ganks really well, right? And then you just have to ask for your jungler, hey, come, I can do this, right? But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, this game is pretty much over. I don't know what else to say. I mean, of course, it's over in this spot, right? But you can still carry, right? At the end of the day, if the enemy gets a Cloud Soul, right, you can carry. You can get shutdowns, and you can gain a lot of gold from that, right? Like, never give up when you're playing a champion like Azir. Well, maybe not never, but most of the time you don't want to give up, because your champion is really strong on the late game, right? And right now your only job is to increase your CS, to increase your gold as much as you can. You see the wolves, you go for the wolves. You see the Gromp, you go for the Gromp, right? Right now your jungler is AFK, so it's pretty much over. But yeah, right now your job would be to start gaining gold, right? So talking about your build, let's focus a little bit on that, because I want to see if we have a chance in this game. Like, it's pretty much over for me, but I want to see if we have something else to do or talk about. Your team just doesn't care about the game anymore. I mean, your job right now is just, for example, she goes in. I mean, let's try to get the shutdown. You can't do the Shuri matchup full here, and she's dead. You don't even have to. You're gonna spot that they're using teleport mid. Okay, interesting. We're gonna spot that Caitlyn is top, so we might have a chance to force here. Trundle is splitting, so I mean, I guess that's good. And yeah, I mean, we're continuing to farm. We're actually so far ahead of LeBlanc in terms of farm. I mean, you have a really good farm, by the way. Yeah, your farming is awesome from this game. So, like, exactly what you're supposed to do with Azir. If you farm correctly, you will outscale most situations. And yeah, something else that to consider, bro, is that I don't know if you're playing in China, and I don't know, because you might have just you can be playing in NA and you just have never mind, you're playing in China, because I already read Chinese. I don't know, but it might not be China, right? But if you're playing in China, I don't know how the server works, right? Because that's important too. Like, how good is the mental of certain players, because there's servers where you need to play early game or you don't win. I'm not saying you can't play Azir. I'm just saying if you continue with this laning phase, just be mindful that it's more difficult to play champion like this one, right? Like, good play there. Like, this is what I want to see. This is the aggression you want to see, right? Like, good job there. And you did this the whole game, right? But the problem with a champion like Azir is that if we fucked up one time, it might be game over, right? And that's exactly what happened in this game, right? Now, they got Baron. We can't do shit about this. You should be on mid lane trying to get the mid lane. Nice flash there. You might be able to punish her here. You don't have Ignite. I mean, you have ultimate, so you should be careful. You're still trading damage here. You don't react on time with the W. He's going to flash against you, and you're dead. That's a little unlucky. You might have a chance if you know he was flashing against you and you react on time with the WE, but of course that's a little bit difficult to do, right? But yeah, I mean, that was the only play they had right now. They don't get Dragon Soul from this, so you can still get more CS. You're close to 2 items, so you're in a decent spot. You should lose that dragon. You're in no way in hell you're going to be able to fight that. So we probably just want to fight the third one. And yeah, I mean, now this is the last fight, and let's hope for the best. We don't have flash yet, so that's a little unlucky. We have a chance to do a crazy play if we had the flash. Your Tristana will die, and now the game is pretty much over. Never mind. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, we might be able to defend this. We don't have Sonya, so doing a crazy play here is not the greatest idea. We don't have flash. She's going to flash out. We're going to survive. And you will not survive. You might have, if you cancel the E from Diana with your R, you had a chance. You don't react on time, right? So yeah, I see potential with you in this champion, right? You did miss some mechanics at the late game that you can play them better, right? Like, for example, there, react on time with your R, so you can deny the Diana dash. But that's not the main reason why we lost this game, right? So let me get back to the questions. I find myself clueless and don't know what to do in order to carry these games. Okay, the first thing is that you need to understand that there will always be games like this, right? Always, where you're doing good and your team is doing nothing, right? And most likely you will lose that games, right? But that's okay. There will be some games that you can actually carry, and this game was one of those, right? But you need to play flawlessly. If you don't play flawlessly, well, it's probably GG, right? So if you play flawlessly this game, you might have like a 30 to 35% chance of winning it, right? If we play flawlessly, right? So what were your mistakes? You were really far ahead and you die against Diana, right? So Diana starts snowballing from there. Your teammate is trash. My teammate's not doing nothing. Okay, we should be aware that my teammate's not able to do something, right? Maybe your build. Maybe if I'm viewing that game, I would go yes for this, but I will go for this, right? For Merc threat, so I can survive a little bit better, and I will get stopwatch and then this. That's, I believe, what I would do. I'm not 100% sure because of the new patch. We're not looking at the items. I don't know if he got something, right? I don't know. But yeah, that might be a good idea. Maybe it was a good idea to go for a little bit more defensive build. I know you would be lacking damage there, so it's a pretty tough call because you're missing damage because your team is doing shit, and you're missing defensive items, or you will die, right? So my best answer would be do a combination of both. Luden Tempest into Stopwatch into Nashor's Tooth. I do think this game was for Mercury threats, and be very smart with your flash, right? Because if you don't have flash, you will die, right? So in other words, you made some crucial mistakes that put you in a spot that you're not able to carry anymore, or you're not able to carry as good as you could if you didn't die, right? So that's the main thing what you lost this game, right? And I know it sounds a little bit shallow, but if you play flawlessly, I still believe you had a real low chance of actually winning because your team was doing that bad, right? But yeah, I mean, if you win 3 of 10 games that are impossible, you take it, right? Because you are going to climb like that, right? So yeah, I already went a little bit over time, but I hope that this review was useful for you. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer. And yeah, have a nice day, and see you later. Be sure to check out the extra information. I really believe it's useful. So yeah, bye.